Boston.
Boston boy?
He's a Boston boy. Anyway, he works for, he's got his first amateur fight coming up in Boston at the House of Blues.
Yeah.
They're raising money for cancer awareness. They've already raised $3.2 million. He's training as we speak, and we're about to have an interview with him inside the gym.
Awesome sauce.
He's hitting the heavy bag right now, just working up the energy to have this interview.
I like to think he's doing the speed bag.
Okay. Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. But Matt Hine, haymakersforhope.org. Check him out. Thank you guys for listening to the William Barron Show. We will be right back after this.
The William Barron Show.
I'll tell you what's better than Calvin Klein, though.
What's that?
A new app for the iPhone and iPad, and it's called Terror Rush. The game is officially been released right now.
Yeah, it's a free new addicting game on the Apple Store. It's called Terror Rush, and it's a puzzle game. I love puzzle games. You know this.
Puzzles.
It's a
Especially
game.
when you got time going against you.
That's right. It tests your reflex racing against time. Are you up for the challenge?
Find the game in the Apple Store and find Terror Rush on Facebook right now. Terror Rush.
Do it.
Now. Awesome name.
Well, you know it is not terrifying. Charlie is brown.
Okay. I'm sorry, what?
It's actually humorous. It's really
Charlie is brown. That's an interesting name.
So not Charlie Brown. Charlie
is brown.
Charlie is
Okay.
brown. So you can follow him on Instagram. Fashion blogger, style
I love
talker,
that little laugh right there.
shit talker. Well, he has this. There's a, what do you call it? The little cartoon pictures.
Oh,
Emoji.
memes.
Oh, I
A
mean.
Meme.
There's
It's a
there's a
meme, yeah.
meme, and I assume that that's representative of the Instagram.
Sure.
Charlie is brown, and it's funny for me to even look at. And then he's got a lot of really cool, funny pictures. Each of the pictures has a caption. So, for example, I'm looking at a picture, and it's like a person. Each of the different pictures is a person, male, female, young, old, dressed in a certain style with some picture behind him. And so, for example, with this caption of the photo I'm looking at right now, it says, imagine if you were walking with your shadow one night and suddenly it takes off and comes back with some stolen goods. He even kidnapped someone. So it's kind of humorous. And if you go through them, each of them are just a little bit different.
Charlie is brown.
Check it out.
At Charlie is brown on Instagram.
Yeah, check them out.
Bill, being in bands, we've done it
Sure.
for years. What would you say is the biggest hurdle to get over? The obstacles that you face?
We've always argued about this ever since we were 16.
Right.
The hardest thing about getting together is figuring out when me, you, the guitarist, the drummer, the keyboardist, the violinist.
Let's get everyone in the same room.
Like, we need to get together
on
and
the same
figure this
page.
out.
Right. So you need an app. You need something that's going to push you all together, keep you all in line.
Push, I like that.
And what's it called? Conduct.
Conduct. Like an orchestra.
That's right. So you go to conduct.me to find this app. It's in the iOS store. He and I have both tried it. It's pretty slick.
It basically like integrates your contacts with your calendar, and then you can send invites to whatever, whether it be a rehearsal or a gig. Like if we were playing this Friday night at 8:00, like you would be able to set alerts,
Right.
and let yourself know.
You get
All right,
you get all
I
your
gotta
band
go.
members. You get everybody in sync together. You're sending out messages. It could be something as simple as you're at a gig and you take a break.
Right.
And you need everybody to recollect and get on stage right now. You can send each other an alert through this thing.
Or it could be like an Axl Rose move, where you're like, "I'm leaving. I got to go get cigarettes. I'll be right back." So stall.
There you go.
You can send that.
It doesn't. It takes complicated life
Sure.
with creative people who need organization, and it gets everybody on the same page.
Conduct.
The William Barron Show.
And welcome back to the William Barron Show. We are joined by Matt Hine, a boxer for Haymakers for Hope. You can find them at haymakersforhope.org. It's a Boston-based cancer charity, and they have raised over $3.2 million so far, and they need your help to raise some more for an awesome cause. Matt is a Boston local, an Air Force veteran, and he's got his first sanctioned amateur boxing match coming up. Matt, first off, let me thank you for the whole panel for your service in the Air Force, protecting the country, and I understand you're at the gym, like right now, working out for this fight.
I am. I'm here stretching out and getting ready to go. I'm glad to be on the show. I appreciate having me.
Oh, no problem. That's great to hear. So tell me, tell our viewers exactly how did you get involved with Haymakers for Hope, and exactly what do they do?
Yeah, so a little bit about Haymakers for Hope. It's, as you mentioned, it's a Boston-based charity, and their main cause is raising money for cancer. And there's a lot of charities out there that raise money for cancer, and they're all terrific. I know in Boston every year during the marathon, we got 1 million people out there running, and they're all raising tons of money. I think what kind of differentiates Haymakers for Hope is you get 18 guys and gals getting in a ring on one night and swinging for the fences and raising money that way. So it's a great cause. It's a great opportunity for people to get out there and have a good time.
Okay, so I'm a boxing fan. Nobody else. Danielle's a little bit of a boxing fan as well. What goes into training for this first fight of yours that's coming up? Like, what's your day-to-day routine going on?
Yeah, it's the best way to describe it is just grueling. I came from a background of doing wrestling and jiu-jitsu and that kind of thing, but when you're doing that just for fun, it's so much different when you're actually getting ready for a fight. So, like people out there, I'm working 40 hours a week, so I'm definitely getting my training in wherever I can.
Sure.
As far as like a day-to-day basis, really it's a lot of conditioning. So, I'm trying to squeeze in the runs and the weightlifting where I can, either before work or sneak out of the gym in my office on the lunch break to go getting a few miles on the treadmill. And then usually from about 6 to 8 at night, I'm here at the gym, working technique, doing bag work and sparring, and basically just trying to sharpen things up here over the next 12 weeks.
Okay, and with your workout, I would assume that you're on somewhat of like a strict diet. Like, what is it? What does that consist of?
Yeah, I'm at about 200 pounds right now, and I'm coming down to 200 for this fight. I'm definitely on the weight cutting diet right now, and I wish I could tell you guys I had something fancy, but it's really a lot of broccoli and brown rice and ground turkey, and after about 5 or 6 days of that, you get pretty sick of it real fast. So that's about the trick there. It's just clean eating and making sure you're drinking lots of water and weighing yourself and keeping yourself on track.
Okay, and like for this, you had mentioned that your first amateur sanctioned fight. So what exactly does sanctioned mean? I'm a boxing fan, and I still don't even know what that means.
Yeah, so sanctioned, I think what the key there is it's actually sanctioned by USA Boxing. So, we have a membership to USA Boxing, and they have trained referees that come in from USA Boxing, and they referee the fights, and basically everything is done very very professionally. And people who go to this fight on May 14th at House of Blues in Boston, they're going to see a professional looking fight, just like you'd see if you went to a Golden Gloves tournament or a professional fight at any major venue.
Now, you said May 14th. That's when your fight is?
Yeah, May 14th at House of Blues in Boston. I think we got about 1,500 tickets that they're trying to sell for that, so it's definitely going to be a pretty big crowd. For me personally, I'm trying to raise $5,000 for this, and my personal website is kocancer.wordpress.com, and that's where I've got my blog, so people can follow my training, and there's also a link there for people to buy tickets and learn more about Haymakers for Hope.
Okay, fantastic. Now you had mentioned a professional boxing match coming up. My personal favorite, I just wanted to throw it out there again for our listening. David Haye is my favorite boxer. He's since retired, but we do have a mega fight coming up with Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao. How do you see that fight happening? And if you could give us your pick, that'd be great.
Yeah, I mean, Pacquiao Mayweather is just a long time coming. I feel like, on one hand, no matter what happens, I don't know if they can live up to the hype, but I think it's going to be an absolute barn burner. You got Pacquiao. His style is just so based on volume, and he's a southpaw on top of that. And, you go put that against Mayweather, put that against Mayweather, who's just, he's such a defensive fighter, and he's got such good technique, and he doesn't really take a lot of hits. I think it's really interesting to see, how those two match up. I'm more of a Pacquiao fan, but I gotta admit, I think Mayweather's gonna be taking that fight by a decision.
So you want Pacquiao to win, but if you were betting on the fight, you'd take Mayweather.
If I was a betting man, yeah, for sure. If I was a betting man, I mean, the reality is, Mayweather, he's an undefeated fighter, so it's
hard to argue against.
For a reason.
Right.
Yeah, it's tough to argue with that kind of record.
Well, Matt Hein, we're joined again by Matt Hein of haymakersforhope.org. You can also visit his blog. What was that website for your blog again?
Yeah, that website is kocancer.wordpress.com, and that's where I have my own personal blog where I'm doing my day-to-day training, documenting that, and I have links there for my fundraising effort, and it would be awesome if people could just log on there and donate a couple of bucks. That would go a long way toward this awesome cause.
Awesome, Matt. Well, I'm going to let you get back to hitting the heavy bag and getting your cardio in. It was great talking to you, and we wish you nothing but the best of luck. And if we are out Northeast, we will be stopping by to see the fight ourselves.
Awesome. Well, really appreciate it. And once again, that's kocancer.wordpress.com. I want to thank all your listeners, and get online, check out Haymakers for Hope. Great cause, and looking forward to fight night. Fantastic.
Matt Hein with haymakersforhope.org. You can check them out, and we're going to go ahead and take another commercial break. We'll be right back after this. Thank you for listening.
The William Bear Show.
I've got a hot new comedian on the scene. What you got to just check out. His show is called, he's got a new special. It's video on demand, DVD. He's got it for sale. Go to his website, thecomedymonster.com. This guy's hilarious.
Snap. I remember him. He was on the show.
We've promoted him on the show before, and I went through a few of his bits. I'm sure, you can never do someone else's justice by retelling a bit.
No.
So I wanted to play just a little clip for you.
Let's do it.
Okay, listen.
But I ran into my English teacher from junior high, came up to me and she goes, "Wow, Donnie Turnagel, yeah? I bought your book." And it was the biggest piece of trash I ever read. I just looked at her and was like, "Wow, you bought my book? That's fucking awesome." Because you know this lumbering bitch has got a copy of 50 Shades of Grey next to her bedside. Telling her cat not to watch. Don't look, Mr. Stomach.
Oh, no.
I'm like, how dumb are you? There's a warning on the ticket. There's a warning on the sign. Jake up there gives you a warning before you walk in. What kind of a fucking idiot are you if you're here and you're still pissed off over dirty comedy? I noticed they're all made in China. All the dildos were made in China.
Oh, God.
Americans, we can't make dildos anymore? I know that joke trails off at the end, but I always at one time in a comedy show wanted to say shit on my chest. So I thank you guys for allowing me to do that.
Donnie Turnagel, the comedy monster.
Pretty funny.
Funny guy.
Come to the jukebox, buddy.
Yeah.
We'll come see you for
we need
sure.
to get him out here in Peoria at the jukebox. I think Dan and those guys would love him.
Oh, yeah.
Thecomedymonster.com. Check him out. So funny.
Speaking of dildos, there's this new app. It's a Kickstarter app. It's coming out. I really wanted to talk more about this.
Oh,
DrunkDialApp.com.
I don't know how it has to do with dildos, but yes.
Well, I would imagine that there would be some dildos involved.
Maybe, you drunk dial someone.
Yeah.
Maybe you...
So it's a drunk dial app that you download the app to your phone, and then when you get fucked up, you have to rate yourself on how drunk you are, and then it connects you to a telephone conversation with somebody else within
At
the
that
network.
level?
At that level.
And your
you get to
contacts.
talk, like random people
Oh,
yeah.
that
man.
you can just...
That's wild.
Or like your friends
Talk
on
to.
Facebook or your friends on Instagram. Like
No,
if
no,
they
no.
log in.
No.
Oh,
They
it's
have
just
to- Yeah, it's
anyone?
Just in... Yeah, you don't... It's
like
not
chat
your friend.
roulette.
You don't know them?
No, it's
Oh,
somebody from
shit.
Europe being like,
That's fun.
That's
"Hello, mate,"
even cooler.
and you just get
Can we log
effed
in
up.
tonight and do that? That would be
but
so fun.
We could, if we can help them raise enough money on
They
a
have
Kickstarter.
done it
Help
yet.
them, people.
They have a
How
Kickstarter
fun would that
campaign.
be?
All you have to do is go to drunkdialapp.com. It'll have a link over to their Kickstarter page. They're trying to raise $2,500 to create the actual app, and we've been
Yeah.
through this creating an app for the show.
Get the algorithms and all that
Yes.
stuff down and
Complicated.
build the
Yeah.
app. And but That
not-
sounds fun.
It's
Oh
not a
my
lot of
god, I
money,
would
but
love it.